Before we get into the video, if you're looking for top quality sample packs, preset packs and templates for your music production, they're entirely royalty free. You can use them in your own productions and learn from them. If you're interested, check out the link in the description and enjoy the video. What's good people, it's Lewis of Bebrights and I am back for a brand new video. Today's video we're bringing back the Make a Day Drop Like series. It's been a while, I've been working on the start to finish W&W and giving out some other stuff every now and then, but now we're back to this. In this episode we're making a drop like Martin Garrix. A couple of weeks ago I done a poll of my YouTube community asking which artists I should make a track from start to finish. I gave 10 artists, one of them was Martin Garrix and they got a lot of votes, so I thought instead of making a start to finish track I'll just make a drop like in one little video. That's what we're going to be doing, so I hope you enjoy. And to start with we're going to be working on the melody. So this is what I have come up with for the drop melody. I've written it in the key of F minor. I got inspired by Martin Garrix's new song Higher Ground with John Martin, also his song Now That I Found You and a bit of Poison, some of his songs with Matisse and Sadko as well. Just that very melodic vibe of progressive house, so this is what I've come up with for the melody. So yeah, that's what I've got, sounding good. Next we're going to move on to the drop synths. So for the drop leads, we've got 4 layers here and a reverb carry, nothing too crazy. The main lead being from Sylenth One. All 4 of these leads are from Sylenth One. I am using the Ultrasonic Martin Garrix Essentials Volume 1 sound bank for Sylenth One. That's what all these 4 leads are from. So the main lead sounding like this. Backup lead 1 sounding like this. So yeah, we've got quite an aggressive delay on this one. Turn it down a bit more to 30%. So for the processing, the main lead we just have 2 EQs, one cutting at the low end, and another one doing a small dip around 440 Hz, just to get rid of some of that resonance frequencies. There's a very resonant frequency, as you can see here. Right there. So we do a dip there. That's pretty much it. Lead, backup 1. We have an EQ. Doing the same thing. Then we have an S1 Imager Stereo from Waves. Recently picked up this plugin a few days ago. Waves are doing a big 50% off sale. If you spend $50 you get 1 plugin free. If you spend $100 you get 2 plugins free. So if you're interested in buying some Waves plugins, now's the time. So I picked up this S1 Stereo Imager. So that's that lead 1. Lead 2 again is just an EQ and a regular FL Studio stereo enhancer. Backup lead 3. More EQing. This is quite a body heavy lead. Get rid of some of that. And then instead of using the S1 stereo enhancer, we use the shuffler, meaning it shuffles from left to right slightly. Very nice. And then we also have a reverb carry with the Fruity Peak controller. So that is the individual processing, and for the bus we have a Camel Crusher, classic British clean preset, everyone uses it. EQ to remove the low end that the Camel Crusher creates, an X for OTT, free plugin, FabFilter Pro Q3, doing some of them frequency sweeps, dipping out some of the very harsh frequencies. So dipping some of them. A sausage fattener, very good for adding some bite and a bit more body to the lead. An EQ to do some more dipping at the mid harmonic frequency range, and a bit more cut off at the low end. A fruity delay bank, I'm using the preset alternate 2 I believe, and then it's quite aggressive so I'll turn it down the mix level here. And also turn down the volume knob here to 35%. And then we have a fruity reverb 2, quite a big size, at a K of 2.6 seconds, a wet level of 80%, a low cut of about 800 Hz and a high cut of 8 kHz, and a separation of 25% just to make the reverb a bit more stereo. And then the final thing we need to add, of course, is the kickstart. But for that I usually use just the main 3 punch one. Sometimes I turn it down to 90% just to give a bit more looseness. But that is pretty much it for the leads. Next we're going to move on to the chords. So for the chords, we also have 4 layers as well. We have 3 regular chords, 1 sustained, and one of them's piano. The other two are just regular synths. So chords 1 sounds like this. I'll turn off the sidechain quickly. Chords 3. And then chords 2 is obviously sustained chords. That really adds the body to the chords, gives it that more powerful, warm feeling in the chords. And then the 4th one is a piano from a free plugin called Keyzone Classic. So you can go download that now. It's a very nice piano plugin, and it sounds like this. And also I've pasted the melody on top of the chords just to give it that extra power, the extra emphasis on the melody. So I've done that. So all 4 chords sound like this. And then I've got a reverb carry, of course. And for processing, chords 1, just a simple EQ, taking out some of the highs. As you can see here, this isn't a high cut, this is just a high dip. So obviously a high cut is what it looks like on this end. This is a low cut, where it completely cuts off the low frequencies. This is just dipping it down 3 dB, just to make them less powerful and so they don't clash with the leads. So we've got just a simple EQ on chords 1. And this is the sustain chords. So this is more, like I said, it has more body, more warm feeling. So done that, and obviously I've added a Fruity Stereo Enhancer. I made it a bit more mono, just to give it a bit more center. Chords 3, just a simple EQ. And then piano, we have a bit more. We have a EQ, taking out some of the low end. Another S1 stereo imager, an OTT, and another EQ, just boosting the high end, and then doing a tiny dip at the 100 Hz and a tiny dip at the 600 Hz. And obviously again, same as the lead carry, it's the exact same, just for the chords. And for the chord bus, we have a sausage fattener, doing a bit of like a 10% color and a 7% fatness. That really beats up the chords. Doing a simple low cut, just in case the sausage fattener creates low end. An OTT. The glue compressor. A Fruity reverb. This is the exact same reverb from the lead bus. You just click the arrow, click and hold the save preset as, and you can drag, and you can see it copies the exact same preset of the reverb. So all the reverb is the exact same. And of course the kickstart. People always tell me not to use different kickstarts, but I've learned from Nicky Romero, and he uses different kickstarts on certain sounds. So you have a not as powerful kickstart on the leads, because they're the forefront, they're the standout. And on your chords and bass, you want them to mix more of your kick, so you have more of a strong sidechain. So it's not wrong, it's not right, it's just how you want to make it. So this is what the chords sound like overall. So that is the chords. Next we're going to move on to the drop bass. So for the drop bass, we've also used 4 layers again. We've got 3 simple layers of bass and then 1 sub bass. Again, pretty much this whole FLP is made up of Silent 1. All you need is Silent 1 3.0 and you'll be able to open this project and get all the things I've used, because I am giving this FLP out for free. But regardless, on bass 1 it sounds like this. Bass 2 sounds like this. More of a chopping bass, rolling bass as it's called, and bass 3 sounds like this. You can hear I put a flangus on this one, or a flanger, just to give it that more, just a nice texture. And of course we have a simple sub bass. So they're the 4 bass presets. Let's go through the processing again. For bass 1, we've got a simple EQ, cutting up the high frequencies up to 9 kHz. And obviously a low cut as well with a stereo enhancer, making it a bit more mono. Bass 2 is obviously the rolling bass. We have a dimension expander just to give it some sort of atmosphere and more space. And a simple EQ, taking out some of the low end. Like I said before, bass 3 has a flanger on it. And a simple EQ again, cutting out the low end. Nothing too special. The sub bass has an EQ on it, taking out the high end, because if I play it without it. The main sound comes from the Fruity Fat Disc though, so if I turn that off. Adds that a nice power to the bass. And then again, if I didn't have this EQ, it would have that mid-range fuzziness, so we use another EQ to take that out. And then we have a sidechain. So that is pretty much the bass, and on the bus for these three, because these three are linked to a bus, this one is processed on its own. So for the bus of the bass, we have a FabFilter Saturn, using a lightly driven saturator preset, an EQ, FabFilter Pro compressor, using a upright bass gentle preset, a sausage fatter disc gives it the nice power it needs, another EQ, Pro Q3, a FabFilter Simplon, and a sidechain. So that is all the main melodic and sound elements. So the only two things we've got left is the drums and the effects. So next we're going to move on to the drums. So this is what I have come up with for the drums. After listening to them Martin Garrix songs, like I said at the beginning of the video, the songs I'm basing this off of is his new single Higher Ground with John Martin, Now That I Found You and Poison. It's usually just on-beat claps and some clap effects like these ones here. Stuff like that, that's what he uses. So for the drums, I've got a simple kick drum. It's actually the actual kick drum from Poison, which I was just mentioning. Very nice kick drum, just a simple EQ because it is a processed kick already, just to give it a bit more bass and a bit more clicky attack. And for the drums, they're just simple claps and rides, nothing special at all. They're very, very basic. It just works. And a simple fill at the end. And then all the claps together. So that is the drums, and finally we're going to move on to the effects to finalise the track. So for the effects, we've got some layers here, nothing too crazy, just some crashes and white noise to fill up the track and give it more energy. So here we have an 8-bar crash loop, it sounds like this. That fills the track up and keeps the energy going throughout the whole song. Then we have a Nicky Romero effects white noise hit, sounds like this. Again, that hits every 4 bars just to keep the energy going and keep the intensity going and just make the drop more powerful throughout. Then from the Ultrasonic Martin Garrix sample pack, we have an 8-bar white noise downlifter. This is a big impact here. So when the drop hits, that makes a big impact, gives more energy. And then finally, we have a crowd effect here. I turn the out knob up just to make it fade out. And this plays every 8 bars just to keep the impact going and make the drop hit harder when it resets after the 8 bars. It sounds like this. Like I said, it fades out. Then we have a simple white noise sweep. Then we have a nice flanger upriser riser effect. This helps with transition into the break and just help with building energy again to exit out of the drop. And then we have the sweep again, and then to end it we have a nice impact, sweep impact here. Just make sure, as you can see here, I took out the sub bass just because this has some nice bass into it and then you don't want the basses clashing. So yeah, that's a nice effect. So that is the effects, and that is pretty much the whole track. So yeah, as you can see, I bounced it out here just to save some CPU errors as it was lagging when I was playing it and working on it throughout. I didn't spend too long on this. Let's double check quickly. Project info. I spent just around 2 hours on it, so it's nowhere near done. Just need a lot more layering and mixing, and it'll be good to go. But this is what I've got so far. So I hope you enjoy, and let's see what I have. So that is the final result. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, helps the channel grow, and I really appreciate it. I'll be giving the FLP out for free right now, so in the description there's a mega link to go download the FLP. I'm giving it out right now just to say thank you. I've been getting an insane amount of support recently, and I really do appreciate it. I'm really thankful for it, so thank you very much. Enjoy the FLP. I've got a new video coming next Wednesday. It's a part 4 of the W&W start to finish. So I hope you enjoyed that. Enjoy the FLP. Have a wonderful day, stay safe, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon.